So yeah, Friday night live stream. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, so I'm just gonna load Cold War up. So let's see, making a right mess of this. So yeah, Friday night live stream. Didn't really know what I wanted to do, so and I've got my. I'm just gonna load. Just gonna put it starting soon again because I forgot to. So let's see. Making a right mess. Turn so yeah, Friday night live stream.
I'm looking at it now, the OBS. I can see you.
Yeah, so it's right now. Yeah, because I usually come on and I always forget to turn the volume off when I'm watching the live stream. Obviously, I need to have that on because of the chat, as you know, Ben. So. I'm not very good when I can hear myself coming back out of the microphone in the headphone. In the headphones, I can't do it.
I think a lot of people are like that. When you hear your own voice and you're trying to talk, it's.
I know it's a bit wonky, isn't it?
Yeah.
So as usual, Friday night stream. Either way, it could be a podcast, could be a live stream. Just thought I'd pop on. Been messing about all day with my starting screen and my new webcam overlay, and I'm quite pleased with it. I am gonna change it, but that's what I've been doing. So what have you been up to?
Well,
I've not seen you for days. I had a chat with Chris the other day. I've not seen anyone for days.
Yeah, when was the last time when was the last time we did a podcast? Actually, when was the?
Yeah, we need to do a proper one. I think.
How long ago was that? That's got to be.
Oh, it was well before Christmas. It's got to be a month.
Yeah.
Since we did a proper podcast.
Yeah, it has been a long time. I was thinking about that because I think we should probably get everyone together again because it feels like we've gone into the new year and we haven't done as many like podcasts or anything like that.
Yeah, we should do that. I quite like doing them, in all fairness.
Yeah, I do. I think they're quite good. But
and there's a lot to talk about. I mean, look at the hype that's coming with Battlefield 6 now.
Well, at the moment, that seems to be the game that everyone's talking about. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos from. I've seen another video from Lossy again. He was talking about should Battlefield 6 have crossplay. So a lot of these.
I suppose. Sorry, Ben. I've just been looking at the screen on YouTube and I've put it on fucking the starting screen again. So I've put it on now. The screen with. Cold War. So what were you saying, Ben? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying. I've seen a lot of people talking about Battlefield 6 at the moment. That's because I mean I made a video talking about all the hype that was going for Battlefield 6. Because I mean at the moment, I don't know about you, but I've been seeing loads of videos from content creators doing, what's Battlefield 6 going to be, and Battlefield 6 needs to be good. So
when a lot of them in effect know what the fuck it is anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean? They've been playing it. Yeah, they've obviously been playing it. Just want to say, Evening Stars, thanks a lot for coming along. One of the regulars.
Yeah.
I think he's one of your subs as well, Ben Stars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, mate.
But yeah, bottom line is, they know what the game is. Because they've said, I mean, I'm sure you've read it as well, Ben, that they said, the people have been playing the game and it's in a stable condition. They've got it so it's running X amount, 100 players that they want to play in it. What is it, 125 or something?
Yeah, 128, I think it was.
128.
Yeah, 128.
And they're saying people have been testing it. We know who these people are.
Yeah, Lossie's tested it, and Jack Frags, Westy.
Of course.
Like Jack Frags, he did a video debunking some leaks as well, saying, this leak isn't right and stuff. And I was thinking, because you know
what
it is. You've played it, mate. Like, let's not pretend that you haven't played it. And
I know.
And like I am excited for Battlefield 6, but like you said, because I was watching a bit of your video, you said, this game has to be good. If it's not good, I think a lot of people are just gonna they're not gonna be bothered about Battlefield again because it's not like Call of Duty when you
it's not current anymore, is it?
Yeah, it's not, and this has to be good. So a lot's riding on it. And
if it's not good, Sandstorm's gonna replace it.
Okay. How you doing, Stealth? How you doing, mate?
Just let you finish that.
I thought you joined Stealth. I wasn't sure because I heard like a beat, like that.
I thought I heard something. Someone joined.
I joined mid-topic, so I was like, I'm not gonna let this run.
Yeah.
So when we're talking about Battlefield 6, because you're a Battlefield player, aren't you?
Yes,
Stealth?
I absolutely eschewed COD for the majority of my gaming life, if you want to call it that. And yeah, massive Battlefield player. Every single one up to 3. Played a bit of 4. Never did 5. Never did, Battlefield 5 onwards, basically. But I'm looking forward to 6.
You didn't miss anything.
No, I didn't. I didn't. That's one of the reasons why I never picked them up. But honestly, 6 is the make or break moment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And that's exactly what I'm saying.
That, because we had Battlefield 2. Absolutely lovely game. We had 2142. And then 3 was an absolute left field, completely.
It was a monster.
Out. It was an absolute monster. It was amazing. I didn't think many people expected them to top Battlefield 2 in the way that they did. And that's what we need right now. We need Battlefield 3 Mark II.
Something really, really special.
Which, quite fittingly, is number 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So what are your thoughts, both of you gentlemen, what are your thoughts on Battlefield 6? What are you expecting? What do you think it'll be? There's no leaks here. We're just saying what we think. So Stealth, what do you think? Have you got hopes of it being a better game than Battlefield 5?
Well, yes, because I mean, you look at the Battlefield series, it went from, I hate using this phrase, strength to strength, all the way up until 3. 4 was a very valiant entry, but it was competing with 3. Some people it was better, some people it was worse, but, I don't really like to say 4 was better or worse than 3, because it had to live up to 3.
See, 4 was my favourite, so, I'm going to put it out there.
Yeah, that's entirely fair. I like to count them as being sort of on the same level, personally.
Right, okay.
I did get to play. But after that, there was a slow decline. Now, I really want to just see them go back to that winning formula they had between 2 and 3. Because 3 was just 2 taken to a much bigger scale and refined to the nth degree.
It was just a different level. Like you said, Stealth, you didn't think they could better Battlefield 2. Yet Battlefield 3 came along and it was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's one
oh my God.
Things about technological progress. I remember when I got Battlefield 2, I got it only a couple months after launch, actually, I think it was, if that. It looked great, it felt great to play, and, I remember saying with different mates and that, it'd be great if, we could take down the buildings or something like that. Mm-hmm. Battlefield 3 comes along, it's like, hey, do you want to take down buildings? I'm like, yes, I fucking do!
yeah, exactly.
It was everything we dreamt of in that era where games couldn't really do these things, and they just went all out.
And it was awesome. Sorry, can I just butt in and just say good evening to Almighty Smeg. Emerald 90, and yes, Emerald. There was rumours at one point where there would be a Battlefield 3 remaster, and I don't even think that's off the table yet. Go
ahead.
No. I was just going to pull Ben in and just ask his general thoughts on what what are you anticipating as a Battlefield 6? Is it good, bad? What do you think, mate?
Well, personally, I think we were talking about what could Battlefield 6 be, and I was looking at sort of Jack Frags and see the sort of videos that they were doing, because I think sort of the likes of Jack Frags, they kind of give you hints about what the game's going to be. If you actually look back at some of the older videos, like back in like 2016, you can see that they were hinting at certain things. But
can I just say, Ben? Sorry. Can I just say the one thing about Jack Frags is he doesn't deceive people. He basically just doesn't say anything. Like others, I'd rather not mention just at this moment in time. Let me have a couple of beers. I might mention the fanboy.
He just doesn't disclose the truth.
Exactly.
But looking at what he's doing, the sort of content he's making, he sort of talked about epic scale and those sort of things, and he kind of hints about modern. He talks like some of the videos I've been watching. He talks about modern quite a bit. I do think it's going to be modern, and I think
it's got to be.
Possibly it could be. It could be more players than 64 players, which would be awesome if they could do that. And I think we're going to get even better destruction than we had in the previous games. I think
what I don't want though is Levolution. Parts of it were okay, but it was game breaking for me.
Yeah, for some people they don't know where they stand with Levolution. I thought it was a bit of a gimmick. In all fairness, when I saw it, I thought, kind of why are they adding Levolution? But depends how they add it. It could be added,
but it's like if you look at when the skyscraper comes down in Siege of Shanghai, it totally broke the game. The game was completely different when it came down.
After that, I always used to remember playing that, and I'd be like, "Don't destroy the tower! Don't destroy the tower!" Because as soon as that tower went down,
it was shit. It was shit. Just want to say good evening to Mike Jeffrey. Not on the whiskey tonight, just having a couple of beers. And Emerald 90, they've got to play it safe and go modern. I think that's what we're all saying. In all fairness,
I think it's going to be modern.
Absolute gut feeling. They did very good tries at World War One, World War Two.
I thought that was awesome.
Modern
in all fairness,
modern is just where.
It's where that's their strength, I think.
Yeah.
It's going to give them it opens a lot of options for them. They can do whatever they kind of want, whereas they're not restricted by the setting. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do think it's going to be modern. Personally,
guess who's in the chat?
Who?
Jordan.
Oh, it's Jordan.
The thing with Levolution, I like the idea of Levolution. I just don't feel that. People use a lot of esoteric terms when they talk about what makes a good map, and they talk about the map's DNA or the map's soul, if you will. Especially if you're talking about cars and shit, soul is something you'll see come up a lot. I feel that Levolution could be a concept that works really well, but you have to stick to that DNA of the map. You have to follow what is this map, and you can't have, say, Siege of Shanghai, for example. You cannot have this map, which is quite dynamic, highly focused on that central point because of the height advantage and other things, and then just get rid of it. That completely changes what that map is.
And it did.
Exactly. That's not what you want. You want a map to take a very abstract concept or a very abstract type of fighting, such as the CQC or CQB, to use correctly.
Fizzy Wolf, good evening.
Operation Metro. In Operation Metro, and you want to maintain that throughout the entirety of the map. Just change it up slightly. So, for example, if we took Operation Metro and we wanted to do some Levolution for that, all right, let's say that you are fighting within those train tunnels, and then the Levolution event is, I don't know, some sort of
the tunnel caves in or whatever.
Whatever. You're still in close quarters, but now you're in knife fighting range with each other. There's debris.
You have to melee range.
You are going from rock pile to rock pile, holding down those corridors. It's still the same underlying type of map. It's just been changed up midway through. That's what you need to go through for level.
No, exactly. Yeah. Scott Jordan, I have no idea what you're talking about, mate.
What's he said?
Mugs.
Mugs.
If anyone's watching the stream, you've never seen us before. I'm Mr. Devlin from the Restless Natives. Please subscribe. You've got Ben at North Cinematics, and you've got Stealth Slicer 77, and also there's a guy in the chat called Scott Jordan. Please subscribe to all those channels. Be much appreciated. Thank you. We've got 9 watching at the moment. You've never been here before. Sometimes we'll just start a game. Sometimes we'll just start chatting away. And next thing you know, there's 2 hours gone. Tonight, I think the majority of the chat's going to be about Battlefield 6. If in the chat you want to put what you think it's going to be or what you would like it to be interesting if we could sort of interact with yourselves of what you want, what you think it is, blah 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 blah. So there's one thing that bothers me, boys, and I think it was Ben that put this in my mind a couple of weeks ago. There's one big issue, I think, and it's the fact that how many of those decent developers have left since Battlefield 5.
That's my worry. Yeah, definitely. I think that's the big problem. Is it?
Oh my God! Emerald's second name is Devlin.
Yeah, I saw that.
Poor you, mate. Mr. Devlin and commenter Devlin.
Devlin Senior and Devlin
Junior. Chris is in the chat.
Good evening, Chris, mate. Are you coming on? Don't know if you've got time, Chris. We're just in streamers chat.
Yeah, I think. See, the thing about having the devs and such is, yes, there's the technical side of things, but also there's the game design side of things. And if a studio knows their history, knows their fan base, and knows their games, I think they've got a good chance of, regardless of which devs you have, getting.
But they clearly didn't know Stealth. They clearly didn't with Battlefield 5. Yeah, exactly.
That's the precedent for me.
This is the point I'm getting onto.
Yeah.
This is the point I'm getting onto. If they do not know that history, though, and those devs leave,
which they did,
you're spitballing at that point. They need to take a long, hard look at their history, their past games. And I can't remember what game did this, but it's one of my... I think it was Diablo, actually. I can't remember. But they sat their dev team down before they made the sequel, and they forced everyone to play through the game. So everyone knew what they were trying to do. They need to do that. They need to get everyone in the office. I don't care if you need to take a week out of your schedule to do it, but just sit down as an office party, well, remotely now, obviously, because of COVID. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Just play Battlefield. Just get back in that headspace that you were in back at 2, 3, 4,
and put us back in the right direction.
Yeah, that's where you need to be. And if it doesn't feel like 2, 3, and 4, think long.
Fucking bin it. Then bin it.
Yes.
I feel like that's not what they're doing, though. I feel like they're just getting on with this game. I don't think it's the same dev team that we've seen before. It's a completely different thing, and I do worry. Like, they've been working on it for like at least 3 years, probably.
An extra year of what they've had.
But is it going to be? Is it going to be the game that we enjoy? I really don't know. And I do worry that Battlefield 5 is the direction they're going. I feel like that's the development team. That's how they're developing games at the moment, and so it does worry me a little bit.
Yeah, it definitely does with me as well. So I'm going to ask the pair of yous for an ideal Battlefield game. We'll go with Stealth first. An ideal brand new Battlefield 6 game. What would you want? What era? What background? What sort of game? You know, your general thoughts on what you would like as the next Battlefield game. Stealth.
Give us what I like to call immediate future. So the next 10 to 20 years, so to speak, in terms of technology level. Give us some little bit of, close sci-fi sort of stuff, like how they were teasing 2143 back in the last expansion of Battlefield 3, I think it was. Stick to that tech era. Give us something like Battlefield 3. Scale it up and give us more.
Okay, Ben. What?
Yeah, give me Battlefield 4, basically. Give me lots of weapons, give me lots of maps, and I'll be happy. Don't give me a shitty live service like we did with Battlefield 5. The maps were fucking
It didn't
dreadful.
work. Yeah.
And they basically just gave it... And I want to make this point as well. To keep this game going, we need a proper rent-a-server program.
Definitely. From the beginning, though.
It was shit. It wasn't even a proper rent-a-server program. But the only reason why games like Battlefield 3 and 4 survive is because we were allowed, as a community, to rent our own servers, not on behalf of EA. We want to be able to buy our own servers and custom rules, proper custom rules, not like the shit that we saw in Battlefield 5. It was
horrible.
Terrible.
It was horrible.
So the rent-a-server has to be much, much better in Battlefield 6, else it's going to die like it did in Battlefield 5.
So what sort of era for you, Ben? Is there any specific place? There's been a lot of talk about Iraq, Afghanistan.
I'd be happy with that. Middle Eastern, I'd be quite happy with that. Yeah,
I think it's impossible to avoid Middle Eastern in any model.
Someone's got to do it.
That's
someone's got to do it.
You think back over the past over 20 years now, where is the number one hotbed that the Western world's been involved in?
Hello.
You can't get away with it. You can't get away from it.
No, exactly. Do you know the game I would like to see? It's modern, near future. Yeah. I mean, I'm talking like 15 years. You know what I'd like to see that I don't think a lot of games have done is set in South America, where there's some sort of civil conflict where America has to go in, or the British and the Europeans have had to go in and pretty much deal with whatever conflict in South America. Imagine playing games in places. I mean, I know it's all fictitious. I know it's a game, but through the favelas of Brazil, Mexico, the jungles. How awesome would that be? That's just one thing that popped into my head. Something like South American.
Yeah, I could definitely get behind that. I think the thing that they need to be careful of is slightly obtuse nature of campaign stories that Battlefield's about before. Most recent ones, they've had better writing and such, but the thing that always sticks in my mind is Battlefield 3. When you, I can't remember the American character's name, but when you as him meet Nikolai on Kafarov.
Right.
And you are inexplicably required to shoot your commanding officer. There is no real logical explanation to that. Yes, you know that Cole, the CO, he's out for glory and this, that, and the other, and whatever. But it makes some serious leaps of storytelling logic there. It just kind of expects you to go along with it. It never really explains why you, as his subordinate, as a fellow US soldier, are shot by him, or also why you can't just say, "Hold on a fucking minute, something bigger than us is going on," and just give it that explanation, not just bang, you shoot him, and then that's how your story starts. Like, what the fuck? They need to really sit down and think about that story, and also, like in Battlefield 3, they need to acknowledge that America is not Superman. America is not
exactly.
Guys, so you have a lot of different countries with a lot of different interests. You can't just say, well, we're the good side. You need to show a lot of moral ambiguity and multiple differences. I don't care if you go, oh, Mr. X man from X country, bad or whatever. Yeah, it's shitty storytelling, whatever.
That'd be actually really interesting, Stealth, if they made the Americans the bad people in a game. Well, that'd be fucking awesome. No. I just want to say hello to Chris. I never officially said hello to Chris. So he said, like, Battlefield 2 devs worked over Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris is a big Battlefield 2 fan, obviously. And if there's anyone out there, we've got 10 watching just at the moment. There's a guy called Chris at Chris T Gaming Zone. Please subscribe to him, as well as Ben at North Cinematic, Stealth Slicer 77. And I've got a little button there you can click on. It says subscribe. I'd appreciate if you did that as well. So we're talking about the Battlefield franchise tonight because the hype has started about Battlefield 6.
This is what I was saying. It's like in the early days of in the early missions of Battlefield 3's campaign, it was very sort of grey and iffy as to what exactly was going. You weren't painted as the good guys or the heroes or anything like that. You were just a guy there who was to do his job. That's the type of story that we need right now. We need something that is grounded and something that really puts you in the perspective of a character. You're not there to, indulge in Mr. American Man goes and gets oil. You're there to live through someone's story and have that story be meaningful to you as a player of this game.
So that's another thing as well. I don't know if you guys have heard the rumor that there's possibly not going to be a campaign in the next game.
Well, this is the thing. We said that there was not going to be a campaign in 3 and 4 in yada 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 until it was officially confirmed. Battlefield games, honestly, I never know where I stand with that.
They're not the best campaigns, are they?
They aren't the best campaigns. And I personally, as someone when I play games, I prefer long, not necessarily linear, but a overarching story that takes place over an elongated campaign. I don't like the war story campaigns that are, a handful of missions. They were good ideas, most of them. Looking at you, Telemark, fuck off. They were mostly good ideas, and they were mostly well executed. Fuck off, Telemark. But I don't like that. I don't like just jumping into a character for 3 missions and never thinking of them again, because you don't get behind that story.
You don't get involved, do you?
I can't even remember the war stories for like Battlefield 5 or anything. It was
literally can't.
It was
Battlefield
so
5,
bad.
I remember Telemark, it pisses me off, and I remember the Tiger one because it actually did a fairly decent job of portraying the mindset of various different individuals who were serving at that point in time in terms of the here, all within the confines of a tank, which is a really great way of saying it.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, that
German
I remember
Tiger
that.
one.
Yeah,
That was probably the only decent one. But other than that, they were all terrible. They were like distorting history as well. Like they weren't.
Yeah,
they were kind of based off it, but they were changing it to fit their agenda. So
Battlefield 5 was just the weird SJW agenda one. And it didn't need it. It didn't need it.
And I still have no idea why or for what reason they went in that direction. Apart from signal virtual signal, you know what I mean? Fuck off, make a game. We don't want to know your politics. I put a tweet out recently.
That, though, in the next game, I feel like they're
gonna don't Ben, don't, because that's me fucked. That's me. That's me. Done with it.
Yeah,
because. It's like when I see, I put a tweet out recently, and I'm sick and tired of community managers on game Twitter, on the game account, going on about politics.
Was it Father Hank?
Well,
Father Hank's done it, and what's the guy from Battlefield?
Oh God!
And I actually
Jeff
Braddock, and I actually said at one point that guy's quite decent. He addressed something I was asking him about. Well, in fact, I was slagging Battlefield off, and we had a chat for about an hour, and I thought he wasn't a bad guy. Look, your political views have got fuck all to do with a franchise.
Yeah,
give it up.
Unfortunate truth, because you're not here to push politics. And I've always said since I got involved in online gaming and that entire thing, it's just leave politics out of game. I don't give a shit if people talk politics over a game, but the game itself, don't drag real world politics into it, because
that's sadly where we are, though.
That's the
sad reality.
It's bad for the market and it's bad for the player base. It just doesn't help anybody. You can, as a company, signal political leaning to whatever you want and support whatever causes you want. That's absolutely fine. But within the confines of your game, keep it open and accessible to everybody, because a lot of people, they come home from work, they sit down, they want to play Battlefield, they don't care about the politics, they don't want to know about the politics, they just want to enjoy themselves. The point of a game is to get out of the real world.
Yeah, because you can actually lose yourself in a game, because like I say,
that.
People hate this game that I play at the moment, Cold War. They absolutely hate it, slagging it off. But you know what? I'm having a ball playing it. Sometimes, and you can feel the skill-based matchmaking kicking in. And you know what? I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again. But you know what? I can't say I've not had fun. I am not a sheep. I will not say it's a bad game just because everyone else is saying it's a bad game. I personally am having a bit of fun with a game, and that's why I buy, why I buy a particular game. That, you know what I mean? Look, if you don't like it, great. If I don't like it, great. If I like it, fantastic. But you know what? We all see the problems. There is a problem with skill-based matchmaking, and I think that's why I'm trying to lean onto this. I think we're going to get something like that in Battlefield 6 as well. I don't think people are going to like it, but I think it's coming in the next game.
Well, you think skill-based matchmaking?
Definitely.
But don't we have server browsers though, so technically we can pick any game we want. So
exactly, and that's what. Yeah, exactly.
Just to address Chris. Bad one too. Just to address Chris's point regarding politics in 3.4, I don't think we're necessarily meaning world politics, such as
SJW shit,
bad,
Chris,
or America good. We're talking more about social politics.
But he has got a point there, and that's why I said before, let's try and make America bad this time. And you said it won't happen, because it won't, because the rhetoric is Russia and China are always bad.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. This is why I don't care for that type of. It's like Titanfall 1, for example. You play both. Excellent game. You can play both sides, and as that pilot, as that nameless, faceless person, you get your side story, and that's that. There is no bullshit about IMC bad or militia good or anything like that there is in the second game. It's just a case of You are here to do your job, and you look at the world as a player and decide what is right and wrong. And that is good, in my opinion, because you're not told this or that. You are shown each side, and you make the ultimate decision.
Because as a player, it is your decision.
Yeah, of course you can have your character make certain decisions within the game that are politics-based, because they are a character, they are an entity within the story. But don't make it so predefined like America are always good, despite the fact that, they've just invaded 7 countries, I don't know, pissed on a statue and then set everything on fire. And yet they're still good. Don't do dumb shit like that. Just present us a reason why our character believes that their actions are just, why they believe that our cause is just, why we should buy into that. Don't just tell us it. Give us reasons for this.
Give us a specific reason, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's, again, like Titanfall. Why are you an IMC pilot? Because you are hired by these people, you work for these people, and these militia dudes are terrorists. They have committed plainclothes terrorist attacks. That's why you're fighting them. Militia side, why is the IMC bad? Because they're enforcing eminent domain, they're stealing our homes, and they're turning them into oil fields. That is perfect storytelling in my mind. Each side is justified, and you only see their story when you're playing as them. It makes it real. And that is what I like in games. Something that you can get behind. You don't have to be told it, you don't have to be tutored about it. It's just, here are the perspectives. Pick your poison. Because both sides are equally bad. And that's what I like.
Exactly. But I've got to stand by Chris. What he said is right. It's, the Chinese and the Russians that are all seen as the bad... the bad side at the end of the day, and that's not the case, and that quite confuses me because DICE are a Swedish company. I know they're owned by EA, at this moment in time, but the Swedish are quite tolerant. I don't understand how, if they did what they did in Battlefield 5.
This is the thing as well. It comes down to, it doesn't even come down to politics. It comes down to business. If you put out a game that shows America Man Bad committing war crimes in country X, you're gonna.
Do you think it'd fail?
Oh yeah, you would have so.
So do I. To be honest, so do I.
Backlash that it would be an absolute ruin for you financially, and probably in terms of your reputation. That is why games like that are not made, or at least are not made on the West.
Yeah, but then why do they make the social justice warrior shit that we see in Battlefield 5
all the time?
But does it sell though? Because but the player base don't like that. The majority of the players don't want to see that shit.
We don't like it, but the fact is, they still shifted units, didn't they? If they did
exactly.
If they did America Man Bad, they would not shift units. If they did SJW, people are going to bitch and moan and complain.
But they're still going to buy it.
Still going to do better than if you did America Man Bad.
Just want to say, Cheeky, don't worry about it, mate. You came to the stream. Thank you very much. I'll just do a quick one. We have got Stealth Slicer 77. We have got Ben at North Cinematics. In the chat, we've got Scott Jordan and Chris at Chris T Gaming Zone. If you could sub to them, if you've never watched one of the streams before, what we do is usually turn on Start Talking Bollocks, and then we get involved with the people in the chat. Please subscribe. It would be great if you could, to everyone involved. Thank you very much. But when you were talking about that, Stealth, about the financials, my last video, I was talking about people who support the games, which is the community, but I think the most important people out there, that people with their money supporting the games, like the investors. And I think the dangerous thing is if some of the bigger investors within EA, DICE, whoever, whatever, if they start getting worried and start pulling out, that's where I think the franchises start to struggle.
Yeah, they will, because, I mean, at the end of the day, they're paying for these people to be in the office making the game.
Because they want money back. They don't care about the game. They don't care about the community. They just want a return on their money.
That is exactly why you will never get what we've just discussed, because it will not sell. Or at least, sorry, it may sell, who knows? But the point is, the people who are funding this game will be set in their ways saying that will not sell, or it will not sell as well as if we did something else, therefore we will refuse to fund you until you alter your game ideas. We've seen it before in terms of game studios having ideas, political or otherwise, that they want to push, and their funders say no because we don't believe that will sell. At the end of the day, it's not the games devs who get to say what they want to do or they don't want to do.
It's the money men. It is. I know it is.
Suits. And this is one of the reasons why I absolutely detest EA, because they only care about the money. They don't give a shit about the games or the communities or anything like that. They just want the money. And if they say a way to make more money, they're gonna beg, borrow, and steal and do whatever they have to do. Well, beg, borrow, steal, more like fucking berate, belittle, and bash until it's put in there by the developers.
Because I don't think people out there, in all fairness, I don't think people out there that buy games, like, you know, the normal man on the street, the normal gamer, don't realise that, you know what, it's not DICE in charge, it's not EA in charge, it's the investors. That's the people who are in charge of what game you got. I mean, Ben, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I agree that it's not the developers who... It's probably the developers want to make good games. They're not the people who have any of the... They're not calling any of the shots, but I would assume that... Because I've seen what the developers have put, because there was one developer I saw on Twitter and he was sort of saying how his experience was at working at EA, and he said it's, you know, he didn't enjoy working there because the higher-ups are just basically calling too many shots and the people below don't feel like they have much of a voice. So I would assume that it probably is that way, that the investors are saying, well, you know, our market research is saying this, so maybe we should implement this. And they're not basing it on what the actual players want to see. They're just saying, okay, we'll do this. Can we potentially make much more money doing this? So yeah, the developers probably don't want to see the half of the shit.
And it takes something like countries, like where we had the loot box fiasco. It takes something like countries to make this shit illegal, because the investors would have pushed that. Yeah. And you know what? I can't. Like, as a gamer, I'd say that's shitty, but as a guy who used to own his own business, I can totally understand it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think something interesting, so kind of related to this, is me personally. I see three very clear, very distinct sort of ages within the sort of video games industry and the life cycle. You had the very much sort of just pre-2000s, early 2000s, where you had the likes of Battlefield, Halo, Call of Duty, things like that, the original run of Diablo, etc. That was when games were made with passion, because studios were the industry as a whole was quite new. It was still pushing out. Is it okay to put this in the game? Is it not okay to put this in? For Christ's sake, Diablo 1 had almost full frontal nudity in it. Fuck it, why not? Let's try it. Let's put it in a game. They made games that they wanted to make, and they made it with passion. I know that sounds shitty, but they did. Look at old games; they're a lot better made. Technologically, not so much, but you can see the developers put a lot of attention in it.
Because that's why you get old geezers like myself, boomers, that are still playing games. Because I remember what it was like back in the day. I'm not trying to be a dick, but I honestly do remember all that shit.
I know exactly what you mean, because I was lucky enough to come along and get into gaming right at the very tail end of that. But then, as time went on, as we got into the new millennium, we realized there's a lot of money to be made here.
Yeah, there you go.
We are currently in that cycle, getting towards the end of it. And then I think that overlaps with what I'm just going to call the third age, which is a lot of developers, as people are becoming more code savvy and technology is becoming a lot more accessible and such. Indie studios, have you seen the amount of indie studios that have been popping up in the past 5 to 10 years?
Shitloads.
Because people are realizing, I can do this, and I can. It's almost as if we're harkening back to this original Renaissance. But at the end of the day, we're still stuck with the big companies who want the big bucks.
But it just shows you, though, Stealth Ben, that there's so many disgruntled players out there, because how many indie developers are always putting shit like made by gamers for gamers. Yeah. So obviously there is people out there that
there's a want for that. Yeah, definitely.
Of course there is.
We want proper good games that are made with passion, but games, obviously, because the investors know there's a lot of money to be made, that, you know, it's devolved into something that's less about passion and more about just market research. So
and because some of the investors will invest on like that current game. So you'll have investors now in Battlefield 6 that never invested in Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, and they're investing in that. And you know what? Once they get their money, their profit, and they've made their money, they're going to fuck off to something else and invest in gold or whatever.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't.
No, that's the worrying part, and that's the situation of gaming, or AAA gaming, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's where we're at, which is a shame. But...
And do you know what? I'm going to say it. They need... I say they need it, or we need it. We do actually need it, but I think they'll fuck it up and they'll make a mess of it. They need a AAA company to make a game like Insurgency Sandstorm, but I think they will fuck it up. Yeah. Because they will microtransaction the shit out of it.
Oh yeah. This is the unfortunate thing as well, because back in the day where we didn't know what was quote unquote allowed in games or what we could do with games, again, fucking Diablo 1 almost had full frontal nudity pretty much. Look at the succubee sprites. We put it in, we thought, fuck it, we'll put it in, we'll see what happens with it. But now we've fallen into that old trap of, well, this worked last time, well, microtransactions worked last time, well, cosmetics worked last time, well, loot box worked last time. Let's do what we did last time. No one's coming up with anything new anymore.
No, they're
what's
not.
The point? Because it's just all about making money, isn't it? So
if it works, if it's not broken.
Don't change.
Exactly.
But it is fucking broken.
That is why the shit we see nowadays is so bland and sterile and bollocks compared to what used to be. Because we don't give a shit about what we put out the door. We give a shit about getting paid.
Yep.
No, I don't mean that, Chris. Sorry, can I just put in, guys? Chris has just put a comment there. No, I don't mean make a Battlefield like Insurgency Sandstorm. What I was saying is it'd be good if a AAA company could make a game like Insurgency Sandstorm, because you know what? It'll be bang, it'll be on the PS5, bang, it'll be on the X series, and it will be on the PC. I just think that they can get it out.
I just wanted to point something out about Insurgency Sandstorm on the console, because there was
yes.
Did you see it?
Blog post. Do you want me to just fucking tear it apart?
Well, I'll just read it out so we can
go on, Ben.
About it. So, we continue working with Saber Interactive on the port to bring Sandstorm to consoles. They have brought a lot of experience to the table in terms of console development in general and porting in particular. We know people have been waiting for a long time, but we want to make sure we release Sandstorm that it will be an experience we are proud of and that you enjoy. So that's the statement they put out about.
Okay, so when, what, how far are they on? Is it working right? Have they had people testing it? Have they got any, gameplay good or bad? They're fucking idiots.
Well, this is all right. Fucking hell, I'm gonna have to do it now. All right, fucking. You've pissed me off now, man.
Yeah, we pissed the tactical Brit off.
Speaking of which, Chris, given that you're in comments, I'm still expecting that April 1st video exposing me as tactical Brit. Get on it, lad.
Yeah.
But all the shit that they say in there is bollocks, though. It's utter bollocks, because first point, they just say, throughout 2020, we've implemented new processes that have now been successful in keeping us in scope and on schedule. No, they fucking not. Yeah, you might have released on your big patches on time, but you don't have to fucking announce a big patch until you're confident it'll be out on the day. Yet you've pushed back console port again and again and again. You've said nothing about it. Fuck off. You're not on scope and you're not in schedule. Communication is key. Fuck off. All of the things you said to us is shit we already know or could have extrapolated. Keeping a tight focus on content that we're including in a release. And
Stealth, you were one of the most balanced people talking about Sandstorm, and you're now saying fuck off.
Look at this statement then. Look, what do they say? They say
go on. Should we break it down?
Yeah, so they basically say we continue working with Saber Interactive on the port to bring Sandstorm to consoles. Okay, we knew that already, so that's pointless. So that they have brought a lot of experience to the table, blah, 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 porting in particular. We already knew that. We know people have been waiting for a long time. Of course, we've been waiting for a long time. Someone put on Reddit recently saying about the Q&A that was coming up recently. They were saying, "Are you going to be talking about consoles?" Father Hank says, "No, we'll let you know when we're ready." So they're just telling us.
In other words, fuck off.
Fuck off. And then they're saying, "But we want to make sure when we release Sandstorm that it will be the experience we are proud of."
The most ironic thing in this entire post is point 4. First sentence.
Go on. I'm not looking at it, so go on.
Focus on quality over speed. Mate, it takes you fucking 6 to 8 months to get out a basic patch.
And every patch they put out is full of bugs. I'm not being a dick. I love the game, but every fucking patch they put out was fucked. I'm not talking about the odd one. Every single one.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like, if... Oh, fuck.
Every time.
If I
Every time.
was QA, or I was middle management, senior management, whatever, I would just be refusing to put those patches out, looking at it from a development point of view. Because not only are you fucking up what's already in the game, what you're putting into the game is fucked too. It boggles the mind.
I just actually don't know. I can't understand the mentality of it. And you know what really shocks me is because, and I'm sure you remember, Ben, that Insurgency, the NWI, the team, when we had Alex as the community manager, they would interact with the community, not more, just interact.
Yeah. Well, Father Hanky, I mean, I'm not even
fucking puppet.
What does he do? Let's be real. Like, what's he actually doing to engage with, especially the console community?
Well, let's break it down then. Ben, you tell me exactly what information or about consoles. What have you seen from Father Hank?
Well, I've tried to contact Father Hank, which I've spoken to you about. I've said, you know, he doesn't get back to me, or, you know, I'll ask him a question about console, and he'll tell me the exact same thing. But I'm meant to be in the partnership program. We don't get anything. He doesn't interact, and he'll ignore me most of the time. He won't get back to me, and in my opinion, he doesn't do a very good job.
So your contract with them cannot be legally binding. NDAs and partnership programs are usually legal binding contracts.
Yeah.
They're the ones who have broken it.
Well, they haven't.
But look at them. Should we go the merchandising route?
Okay, yeah. That's
so, for argument's sake, I know because I've seen it, and I never got this off you, Ben.
Yeah.
I seen the actual contract that you were supposed to agree to, and one of the speculations, and I'm just going to concentrate on merchandising. One of the speculations that they said they would support their content creators with is the fact that we will give you merchandise to be able to, for argument's sake, you could be doing a stream or you could be doing a video and say, look, chaps, I'm going to pick someone at random to give some merchandise out to. And soon as this merchandise came out, Ben, you asked them a question.
Let me just say, because someone actually called me entitled over this. So I won't name him. But in the past,
I will. What's his name? Fucking. Oh, it begins with S.
I don't know.
Statalicious or something.
Something like that. And he said,
because they don't know, Insurgency Sandstorm, if you're watching this, I'm in your partnership Discord, you fucking idiots.
Well, I put a photo out and I said about the partnership perks, and it showed official partnership merchandise. And I won't say his name, but he said, North, don't be so entitled. Nobody owes you or any of us shit. And I just said to him, not being entitled at all, mate. Just posting the partnership letter we all signed, haven't demanded it. Just showing that that's the sort of things that we were going to expect. And then
sacrilegious, whatever he's.
Yeah, and he said to me, "Want to forward me that? I've never seen it. Was before my time."
If he's never seen it and he's never signed, that's even.
So why is he in the partnership program then? Fucking bellend.
So he doesn't even know what the partnership program fucking is. He doesn't know what the agreement is.
Oh, you pussycat! You slay me, bitch!
Jesus Christ! What? Get the fuck out if you're not meant to be there. 2. Who the fuck's fucking up their job that badly that you can't send an email to somebody?
And 3, NWI, who's Devlin inside their partnership program? You fucking idiots.
But honestly, like, we make light of this.
I know they're probably watching by now, so.
Of course.
Of course they are. We still have Devlin's... we need a name for him. We need a name for that guy. We still need to come up with that. Come on,
Oh yeah, the guy who's paid to watch.
Oh god,
fucking idiot.
Devlin's
what a shame. We'll just call him intern.
Fucking taking notes and probably sending him off to Father Hank.
Intern, who I'm going to call Damage Control.
Yeah.
Anyway, Damage Control is probably watching this, but it speaks. We make fun of this shit, but it speaks volumes about NWI as a company. If you can't get your own house in order, if you can't get your contracts right and realize what you're meant to be doing with certain people, I don't give a shit if you're not providing by that contract. But if you can't get contracts to people, you can't officially organize who is what, how can we expect you to do the rest of the shit that we're looking?
And what if they piss these people off and they've got, say for argument's sake, which I know there isn't in the partnership Discord, there isn't any more information that, like, the likes of me, if I didn't get more information, that they actually get stealth. They get nothing. They get absolutely nothing. So if I'd signed a contract, for argument's sake, or I digitally signed a contract or agreed to adhere to whatever they said. Now, if someone hasn't done that, this sacrilegious, whatever his name is, says he's never sacrilegious. He's never ever seen this. So, in effect, say that was me and I got pissed off, I could disclose or say anything I want about what I've seen and what I've heard.
Yes, you could, because
without any repercussions.
Officially, you are not part of the partnership program. You have not legally signed anything. You are not bound by anything. You can do what you want. At that point in time, it is a security failing upon NWI's head.
They're so fucking, and this is the people that releasing microtransactions, skins, and whatever, like a AAA company.
Sandstorm on console.
And
it's not happening. Not happening, mate.
I don't think. If it comes out, I'll be really pleased for the people who want to see the game. I can't see it. I can't see it.
If it comes out, I would be tempted to get in touch with some of my mates around the country and just say, mate, can I borrow your Xbox whatever, or PS5 or whatever, just so I can play this, so I can see what the state of release is.
Yeah, I'd love to see
buy that. I am not going to buy that.
Can you imagine these people at Sabre though? Can you imagine? Oh, look, we've got. So do I, because they're an experienced, decent, well-liked company, and they've been handed this shit.
This is the thing, though, Devlin. When you transition between one developer to another, the original developer needs to fuck off at that point in time. You can't.
Well, I think that's the case anyway. NWI have got no say in whatever.
No, they pretended they were.
Donkeys.
Working with.
No, you've been bought. And they sold 100%, they idiots.
God,
it's mental. Honestly, just from the state of the PC game, if Sabre wants to get this out on console, they need to go back several patches to start with, rip it apart, put it back together, and get it working, say...
Semi alright.
Well, that's the thing. What was the patch that brought in Skulldude? Go back to the patch just before that, fix it up, make it fucking work, release that, and then release the other patches in sequence, working on them as small projects. Do not try and bring the up-to-date game to console, because it's utterly fucked.
Oh, fuck it, I'm going to call it. It's not coming out on console.
It's not coming out to console.
No, it's in fuck. No, actually, I was telling the truth. I said on one of my videos that I've not spoke to the guy or girl for a while. He's gone or she's gone. He. It's a he. Fuck it.
Well, we don't know the pronoun, so...
It's gone, it might be a them or a shim or...
Exactly.
Yeah, I've not heard, to be honest, for a good few weeks now. I don't know if they've clamped down, because I remember the guy, Ahmed, you know, the guy who puts like War and Peace in the comment section. He said something like, "Oh, you know, you're getting someone in trouble that works for NWI, and they're going to sue you and all this shit." And I said, "Let them fucking come. Let them come.
If someone's leaking to you, you've done nothing wrong. They are putting themselves in harm's way if you want to that way."
Yeah.
No, honestly, Emerald 90. You know what? I'm like the boys. I'd be really happy if it did come out for the console players, but you know what? I just don't think it's going to come out. You know what I'm expecting? And I've said this, and you know what? All you have to do is go and watch my videos. I've said this for a long, long time, that I just don't think it's going to come out on console. And I think the next big thing that'll come from NWI is, oh, look, we've decided to cancel the Insurgency Sandstorm console release because the game's pretty much finished. And it is. The last time I checked, it had like 1,600 players on. And we're going to release a console version of the brand new game that we're bringing out whenever they're fucking going to bring it out.
The last thing that Johnny said to me was, hey, sorry, forgot about this. There is nothing imminent about console. And this was about a couple of days ago. So I think they're getting ready to say that it's...
To say something.
Honestly, like...
They fucking hate me.
Part of me says that NWI will be so brash and stupid as to put it out as a big thing and a big press release that we're not doing this. But the other part of me says that they know how fucked it is. They know how bad it is. They know how smarmy they are.
I do.
They'll quietly slip in like half a sentence, you know? Just to say, oh, we officially said it, look at this half a sentence. But they can't sort of face the facts of it, you know? They just kind of have to...
And you know one of the reasons, Stealth?
Notice.
They thought I would go away. They thought I would stop. And I didn't. And it's getting harder and harder and harder for them to make some sort of announcement. And if the announcement is it's coming out on console, fucking brilliant. Listen. But I'll still get them because it's... You know what? They promised this game from in fact, they first announced the game was coming to console in 2016. I do my research.
Oh yeah, I remember that. As I said, I picked up the game fucking on the weekend of release. I was looking at me and my buddy who you met me with. We were both saying, "Oh, I wonder when this is going to come to console because I can see this being really fucking." We were expecting
massive
it in a couple of months, if a year.
Yeah.
We're getting on what?
3 years? Yeah. Well, yeah. Fucking hell.
2018 was supposed to be official release date for the console. And you understand this, you know, and at that point, they were communicating with the community and saying, look, it's not coming out. And they said, right, fair enough. When's it coming out? It's coming out in 2019. All right, thanks for that. We'll wait till 2019. And then, you know, it's 2021.
Don't you think, though, the fact that they're stringing players along, that's even worse, especially if they know it's never coming out.
Of course it is.
Terrible.
And we can't say that for certain, Ben. I mean, you know, I've got to step in there. We can't say that for certain. No. But I personally don't think it's...
But it's not looking likely. It's looking less and less likely that it's going to come out. Yeah, that's all I think.
I'm going to take a punt here. 2131, 15th of the 1st, 21. Taking a punt, absolute spitball, no evidence here. But if it doesn't come out, I think the only reason why they would have strung people along for this long is to keep interest in them as a studio, keep eyes on them, so that when the next game comes out, there's a lot of people looking.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to answer a question in the chat, and now you'll know where I was going with in Battlefield 6. Okay, so Emerald 90, what's their next game? Now, the rumor is, or what I've been told, is they're working on a game that's based in South America. That's what I've heard the next game for NWI is going to be a game based in South America. That's why I said I would love to see a Battlefield game in South America.
Yeah. Can I just also quickly bring up Silver? poor sod. You missed us exploding at that. We've already covered it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Sylvie. Yeah. No. It's an absolute joke,
It's
mate.
a
It's a joke.
Yeah, Silver Evans, absolute joke, mate.
Yeah.
We've just been talking about that.
It's basically nothing. They say nothing. They're saying words, but it tells us nothing more than we already know.
Nothing though.
The mouth's moving, but nothing's coming out.
Exactly.
It's worse than nothing though. It's just bollocks at this point in time because we know when they're just saying nothing. We've seen it before when they said, "Oh yeah, we'll get something out to you whenever." Now they're saying, "Oh yeah, we're valuing quality over speed and shit like that," and it's just blatant lies at this point in time.
Because it is.
It's just lies.
No, Stealth, it's only me who does that. I'm the lies and misinformation, mate.
Sorry,
you know, let me have that crown.
They're saying soon on PS4, PS4 and Xbox One.
Do you know I actually still get blamed for the game not coming out on console? I'm a guy who does content on YouTube. I'm getting blamed for this game not coming out on console.
It's honestly, whenever I see people like that, and you're not the only person I see it on. I've seen it on like here, there, and everywhere. You know what I mean? You see these people, and you just think, how far removed from reality are you? Just a bot? Are you just a company stirring shit?
No.
Who are you?
Fuck's sake.
I don't know how they're going to get out of this. Probably just announcing, saying, okay, we're sorry about not getting this game out on console, but we'll get the next game out on console.
Yeah, exactly.
Silver. What you don't know and what we don't know is that Devlin actually part owns NWI. And he's the majority.
Yeah.
He's just been blocking all the decisions all along.
Yeah, exactly. They don't actually know I'm one of these guys who sit round the table with them. And then I go over to Calgary, over to Canada and shit. And I have these meetings and that as an investor. And then I come back here in my house and start making shitty videos about it.
NWI.
You're not actually in Scotland. You're just VPNing.
No, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, because of COVID, I do it all online and all that. You don't Skype anymore, do you? What do you do? Oh, I'm not doing Zoom. You have to pay for that shit. Microsoft. Teams. That's right.
Teams,
Use Teams.
Honestly, really solid program.
Actually,
It's good.
Well, I did that through the redundancies. I'm like, great. But Teams. I actually quite like it. In all fairness.
Fucking hell, that was a segue.
Well, I think what we know is Sandstorm, it's never coming out on console, especially current gen.
We don't know that. We don't know it.
We can say
we're assuming
80% certainty, I'll say. That's my guess.
Well, personally, Silver, I think that we'll get an announcement where they'll say, look, I don't think they can say abandoned. We are not going to bring out the console version of Insurgency Sandstorm because we're working on a new game, so we're going to bring out console and PC versions of that game.
We have made the decision to move on to a bigger and more exciting project. It'll be something along those lines.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's right.
In a way that we're not abandoning it. We're not letting you guys down. We're going to move to something else for you.
We think this is more exciting than Sandstorm.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But let's go to Silver. He just said something again. The thing is that bothers me is Xbox has a game preview program, kind of like the Steam Early Access. If they really wanted to, they could take advantage of it to at least or at least they care about whatever. Anyway, and do you know what? I have to go back to what I said and what Ben said, and we both got slagged off for it. Fuck it. If you're not going to bring it out, just give it people for free. It can be buggy as shit. Just let them see what you're all about. Let them have this game on console. Something like the Microsoft Game Pass or something like that. Put it out for free because you never ever got it on the PlayStation store. So just even if you give it to the Xbox community, do something. NWI, do fucking something.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. I think they're past that point. They're past the point now.
Slash Flinty, hello mate, how you doing? Hope you're well.
Well, the issue there, Emerald, is that all of the Sandstorm maps that they put out until recently are just remakes.
Yeah, from Insurgency.
Yeah.
Pretty much, you're right about that.
I don't really see much of a value for them doing that. Well, actually, no, I do see a value because it cuts down the fucking workload if they're just putting more maps between games. But I think that's a little bit too on the nose for them. I see what you're saying, though, Emerald. Definitely, you're saying if there's content that they have for this game and they're not going to release that content, move it to the next game, and yeah, they might well do if no one knows about it and they can pass it off as new content. I could see them doing that. Again, complete speculation, no proof.
But that could be the case.
Oh yeah, I mean, we see it before. I mean, there are many games that have had complete overhauls and changes, and you still take things forward because hey, it works. It's like we can use this. We'll move it forward.
Exactly.
Slash
Flinty, sorry, were you saying that stuff?
I was just going to give him a quick catch up. We discussed Battlefield 6, quote unquote 6, what we want it to be, what we think it will be. We've torn into NWI again. We're just discussing Sandstorm Console Edition coming never.
Never.
That's a good, put it that way, yeah.
And there's 13 people watching the stream, and we've only got 5 likes. If you're watching the stream, text a second, just press on the like button.
And a subscribe.
Yes, and a subscribe, and we've got Stealth Slicer 77.
Go on, lad.
Subscribe to him, and we've got Ben at North Cinematics. Search on YouTube, North Cinematics. It'd be nice if you could subscribe and... like say, take that fucking like button. It takes 2 minutes. We've got 13 people watching, and we've got 5 likes.
Very easy to do.
Come on, intern. I'm watching that down vote. Let us know you're alive.
We're on
What?
7.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. I know, because sometimes I actually watch streams and I think I'm really enjoying it, and I forgot to press. I do forget to press the like button.
Come on, intern. Where's that downvote?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wonder if he's told not to do the like vote, dislike vote till afterwards.
Tacti Gamer, there we go. Hello.
How you doing? Boom, there it is.
Boom.
I think Tacti is becoming our Scott Jordan Mark II.
Yes. Jordan. How you doing, Steez? Steez McQueen. Always like to see Steez.
Oh, we're on 9 likes now.
Yay! We're getting there.
Viewers, we need how many? 4.
And do you know what? Seeing as we loaded up Cold War, we've not even fucking touched the game. We should have done a podcast.
I know.
But it's worked out the same difference anyway.
Yeah, same.
So do you like my webcam overlay?
I do, yeah. I like.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at your little button in between Devil and Restless Natives.
All right.
I thought that was your head upside down until I moved really close to my screen. Then I realised it's your logo, just small.
Oh, yeah.
Is that like what? Is that the UK? You got the UK.
I've got the UK flag on a button with my little. Hang on, can I stand up on stream?
I quite like it.
I think it's nice. It's just a bit small for like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like a.
I'd like to call it unobtrusive.
Yeah.
Oh, you got your mug underneath as well. You got your little. I can see your merchandise flicking up.
I'm going to embarrass you on the stream.
Come on, what?
Got 15 viewers, by the way, boys.
Hey, we're getting there.
15 viewers. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
Who do I sound like that? Go on, Stealth, go.
When Devlin, he was dead proud of his little icon. He was dead proud of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna get some merch," and he got his merch delivered. And he showed it us, and I said, "Devlin,
fuck off!" Right, fuck off.
Do you know that says Restless?
Restless.
Restless, that was it. I was like, Devlin, you fucking spelt it wrong. He was like, bollocks, I've ordered it now.
I know, yeah. You know what it came from.
Alpha Gaming. How you doing?
How you doing? That is Alpha Gaming. Is that not Ahmed?
Yeah, that's the one. He's.
I don't think we're actually playing. Right, I'll say. Ali, we're not actually playing the game, mate. I'm gonna have to
Ali Aladdin.
not accept. It's Ali Aladdin, yeah.
Yay.
We're not actually playing, mate, because we were playing before, and we started the stream, and we're just having a bit of a chat and a bit of a podcast. So I'm not being ignorant when I'm not joining you, mate. It's just we just started going off in a tangent and just started talking. Wasn't supposed to be a podcast, but ended up as a podcast.
Do you want me to drop the Discord?
Yeah. Go.
Oh, fuck me, I need to remember how to get it now.
My dad's friend, Slash Flinty. Thanks, mate.
Mate. Oh.
I don't think I'm that old. It's the camera, mate. It makes me look old and shit. I've not got grey hair. It's blonde. It's streaks. So yeah, can we go back to Battlefield? I want to go back to Battlefield.
Yeah, man.
Do you think, Ben? I'll go to you, mate. Do you think it'll make a massive difference at the fact that a lot of probably some of the best developers have left the team?
What do you? Well, I do think it's going to have an impact. It's obviously going to have some sort of impact. It just depends who they fill it up with, like who's coming in. Is it going to be the developers from Battlefield?
Because we've never seen that, have we? We've seen people leaving, but we've not seen
people leave. Like loads and loads of people. Even I think there was some decent developers working on Battlefield 5, but even those they've left because of how Battlefield 5 turned out to be. So we've lost even more developers. So I wonder, is it going to go in a good way in terms of like we're having a clean out and we're just having new developers coming in? Or is it we're losing even more developers that were the only good ones? Because
but have they not lost a lot of the core developers? That's where I'm sort of getting a bit worried about Battlefield.
One of the ex-developers or someone who was working at DICE said a lot of the good developers, like the ones who have been there for ages, they basically carry the sort of the development.
Yeah,
they do lots and lots of work, but we're losing all of them. So what's going to happen with this game? Is it going to be worse?
I personally don't know. I think so. I am worried, and do you know what? I want to get that lovely surprise when I see what the new Battlefield game is going to be all about. Tactic Gamer's asking. He's doesn't know much about Battlefield. He's been out of the loop just recently. We were really talking, Tacti, about well, we pretty much know it's going to be modern. I think that's a given, to be honest. But we were all saying, all talking about what we would like from the next Battlefield game, Battlefield 6, Battlefield 2021. I have no idea. I personally wanted a modern near future, something based in possibly South America. I don't know. Apparently, there's not going to be a campaign. I don't know for sure, but the rumor is there's going to be no campaign, just multiplayer only. There's not much more I can say. Anything else you guys can say? Just to update Tacti.
No, that's the long and the short of it, really. I think Emerald raises an interesting point, though.
Listen, I want prosthetics for realism, or I ain't buying. Tacti, you're probably not going to buy then.
We've still got 15 viewers, mate.
Yeah. Thank you, anyone who's watching. Thumbs up.
To everyone.
Subscribe to No Cinematics and Stealth Slicer 77. And one of the good guys in the chat, Tacti Gamer. If you like tactical gaming, Tacti Gamer is a fantastic YouTuber. I really like him. I know the boys here watch him. Tacti Gamer, Ben and No Cinematics, and Stealth Slicer 77, and my buttons just there. You can just click on subscribe there, and don't forget there's 15 of you watching now, and we've only got 12 thumbs up. What's going on?
Let's get to 14 at least. Come on, man.
Exactly.
I think I'd like to mention a couple of points I've been pointing out in chat. It's like what Emerald said with regards to having 10 maps on release. Honestly, I don't care if they've only got 4 maps on release. As long as the game.
Oh, I do. I'm sorry, I do.
That's fair. That's fair enough. I'm willing to sacrifice unreleased maps.
I know
for
what you're
quality of
saying.
game.
Yeah, quality.
As for what Slash is saying, I want it to be in a Vietnam setting.
They've done that.
I don't think they have the capital to do that at this point.
I don't think they dare.
That's my point. I don't think they've got the
They'd ruin
goodwill
it.
or the capital to do it. I think they need to get back on their feet, and I think they know that by now.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to see a good Vietnam game. In all fairness, but I just don't think, for me anyway, I just don't think they'd go there.
Yeah,
No, I can't. It's too risky for them to go there right now.
yeah.
You like Steve McQueen. You like the futuristic games, don't you? I'm not one for the pew 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 pew. But yeah, I see where you're going. If they made
Hardline 2.
oh yeah, oh what?
Maybe.
I'm on it. I'm
Not good
proper
bad.
on it. But they can't call it Battlefield Hardline. Just call it Hardline.
Yeah.
Just don't put the Battlefield name on it, and it'll be all right. That's why Hardline didn't do as well as it should have.
No,
Yeah, that yeah. I think that not in fact think that the game was fucking brilliant.
It was. If you go back to it, it's a good fun game.
We went back to it, Ben.
Yeah,
and we
I
had
know.
such a lot. We were doing really well, I was doing really shit. But what I get, the gunplay
good fun,
and
the
the
gunplay's
mechanics is
good. Yeah.
so good.
Yeah. It's a shame, isn't it, how that game didn't get received very well. It was received very poorly. But
It's because of the content creators, honestly. And I have to agree with Steve's with that.
yeah.
Level Cat fucking trashed it, and I've got to say I don't mind him at the moment. I quite enjoy his content at the moment. I think because he's calmed down a little bit. He trashed it. A lot of other
Hardline
content
2.
creators
Emerald
crashed
just said
it.
again, Hardline 2 would be great. I agree. I think it would be a nice,
So do I.
nice
Think it'd be brilliant
yeah.
because it was so stable. Wait, that was probably one of the most stable releases they ever
stable.
had.
Because
What the
after
fuck?
Battlefield 4, the netcode when it first launched,
It was
terrible.
madness, wasn't
And
it?
then Hardline come out, and it was so stable. Like they
Yeah.
just got it really.
They learnt the lesson. Well, it seemed like they learnt the lesson.
Yeah,
I loved it.
but it wasn't received well because it was like everyone was saying, oh, it's not a real Battlefield game because I think it didn't have as much destruction in a lot of the maps, and
But
people were saying, oh, it's not a real
But
Battlefield.
can I just I don't know if it's enlightening you, but when EA were going to buy DICE, do you know what they promoted themselves with? They said, "This is what we've got. This is what we want to do." The first Battlefield game was Cops and Robbers. That's what they promoted themselves. This is what we want to do. And again, the investors come in, or the higher ups, and said, "No, we want a war game." But that was what they shown EA before they bought DICE was pretty much Hardline.
Well, it was so
Yeah.
fun. I loved the driving mechanics in Hardline. It was quite fun.
It was fucking
just driving
fun.
around. Yeah,
It was.
fun. It was fun to play.
I think one of the reasons, this is going to sound a bit weird, but I think one of the reasons why Hardline did so well was just the core concepts, because everyone remembers when they were like 3, 4, 5-year-old primary school kid. You go outside, what do you play? You play soldiers, or you
Cops
play
and robbers.
fucking robbers.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
Yeah.
think that for the people who could get over the fact that it was marketed as a Battlefield game, I think that resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It was just a really fun, good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was destroyed, and I actually do think that DICE destroyed it as well, but the content creators...
Who was the developers who worked on that again? Because it destroyed their development studio.
Oh, that was right.
Can't
Was it
remember.
not...
The one who worked on Dead Space.
don't.
Visceral.
Visceral, that's
Visceral
right.
completely
That's right.
destroyed their...
Yeah, close them down. That was them done.
Yeah.
You say that, Ben, but Visceral had been... Their head was already on the chopping block at that point. They had been stripped away. After Dead Space 2, EA had no interest in keeping them around. They were dead men walking after.
And
pretty much
was the nail in the coffin, wasn't it?
That's the thing. They were making a Dead Space 3, and EA basically sabotaged them and told them that their original thing for it was an absolute no-no. They had to do what EA said. So they forced that out, and it was shit in comparison to the other ones. And then, at that point in time, Battlefield Hardline, it's a game that you don't have much faith in as a suit. It's a Judas goat. Give it to the people you want to get rid of, because they're going to take all the shit.
Pretty much. They're going to take the shite.
Absolute Judas goat. And if anyone doesn't know what a Judas goat is, it's essentially a goat that you let loose in the mountains or whatever. It goes off, it finds wild goats, essentially, socializes with them, but it's got a GPS tracker in it, so you can come along and then you can shoot all
and kill a lot of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what a Judas goat is. If someone
Felix, just want to say good evening, mate. Dead by Daylight for a drunk stream. Has anyone played Dead by Daylight?
Is that the cowboy zombie one?
I have no idea.
It rings a bell. The name.
I've heard of it. Yeah, Dead by Daylight. A lot of people play it, but apparently it'd be great. Oh, Felix is playing it. It is a zombie one, I think.
No, it's the 4v5
horror game.
Yeah, it's the 4v5 where or 4v1 or sorry, fuck's sake, 1v5.
Or like Deceit.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you wanted to play. This is making it up, but as if one person is playing Leatherface.
Appreciate that, Cheeky. You're a star, mate. Thank you.
Tasks. For example, they've got the the monster from Stranger Things. You get one of them as the villain, or you might play some fucking Batman villain. I don't know the game.
Steez.
I know about it. Yeah, I'm vaguely aware of the game.
Well, we've got
so
15 likes now.
Yay! We got up to 15. Woohoo!
14 viewers, so that means we've lost one.
Oh, we've lost 13.
Oh no!
But it's been up and down tonight. Yeah. I've had a bit of fun tonight, actually.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do is we've been on an hour and a half, maybe. 25, I think probably I'm going to close it down, unless you guys have got anything else to talk about.
What can we wrap up with? I think we covered everything that we had in mind.
Yeah, right? Pretty much. And you know what? We didn't even play a game.
We were meant to play Cold.
I know. I've had Cold War on the screen all this time. I know. I've still got it on.
I'm not going to lie, but that's how you know it's been a good conversation.
Yeah, I like these impromptu ones.
And then it just kind of
ended up as a podcast anyway.
Yeah, I cracked open the stream just to watch what you were doing and chat a bit. I've honestly just sat here for the past hour and a half, just staring at Devlin's character.
I know. It's not even moved.
Yeah, no, it's been a good one. I've enjoyed it.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close it down. Actually, they're going to be still hearing you, but I'm going to put it onto starting soon. I've still not made my finishing soon end screen. I just want to say thank you for everyone that's watched the stream. Big up to everyone. We've got 14 watching, 15 likes tonight. Well done. Don't forget to subscribe to Ben at No Cinematics. So you're going to search for No Cinematics and also Stealth Slicer 77. You'll just search for Stealth Slicer 77. If you've not pressed the subscribe button, please do. It's been an interesting stream, to be honest. We were going to play some games. It didn't sort of end up that way, in all fairness. But I've had a good night. Gentlemen, say good night.
Good night.
Good night, lads. Have a good one. Stay safe.
Yeah, everyone stay safe. And thank you for coming along to the stream.